two things that have been on my mind lately. For one, the battle of guilt. Yes, we've sinned. Yes, we sin. Unless the Father releases you of it. And if the Son sets you free of it. And if the Son sets you free, then you will be free indeed. And there's no sin too great for God, though. The Lord said that all manner of sin and blasphemy can be forgiven men. But blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. Found a very encouraging word, and this guy was very encouraging, saying that these thoughts telling you that you've blasphemed against God are probably not true. Probably just there to distract you. He said that they are just there to distract you. They're just there to keep you from hearing God and knowing what He says. If you believe in Jesus, then you will be saved. And you remain in Him, He will remain in you. And if you obey His commands, you will remain in Him. This is His command. Love each other. So for every action that is done against you by your brother or sister or anyone around you, ignore the offense and move on to serve them. Not as serving man, but of serving God and what He wants us to do. That's how we love each other. By going by the example Jesus set for us. Like when He washed His disciples' feet. Or when He hung on that cross and still said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. True love endures through the end. True love endures through it all. Don't be fooled into thinking all your sins have separated you from God and that you can't serve God, you can't do the right thing anymore. Without Jesus, we can do no good. But if you remain in Him, He'll remain in you. And you can do good. And you will do good, I'm sure. But there is nothing strong enough to pluck you from the hand of God. For He is the Lord our God who takes hold of our right hand and says to us, do not fear, He will help us. He will take hold of you and take care of you. He's not going to leave you or forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. He knows everything that's going to happen. He knows everything that has happened. And He knows all things that are happening. But He will not drop you. Okay? He will not allow you to be taken from Him. If you are away from God, it's because you leapt away from Him. You jumped out of His hand. But if you ask, you will receive. You seek, you will find. You knock, and the door will be answered to you. So even if you take a leap, even if you do something wrong, it's not your sins that can separate you from God. The only thing that you would ever be jumping out of God's hand is blasphemy against the Spirit. Because that's deciding what side you're taking. If you remain in Jesus, He remains in you, you will bear much fruit. There are 9 of them, which I have not memorized all of them. But God is always faithful. He's always good. He is always just. So don't be afraid, though, of your past mistakes. Your current mistakes neither. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. And I finally understand that verse from Amazing Grace that it says, "'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved." You fear the Lord, you gain wisdom, or it begins your wisdom. But then you realize you have nothing to be afraid of when He is with you. A great song to check out, I'll put in the description. Matthew West, The God Who Stays. For nothing can separate you from the Lord Almighty. He's too strong for that.